Okay, it's 5:30. Let's call the meeting to order. Begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Begin with the roll call.
Okay, Steve? Here. Carol is absent. Jay?
Yes, here.
Lexi?
Here.
And Jean?
Here. Okay, we have a quorum. And our guests have signed in over there, correct? All three of you? Yeah. All right, excellent. After that, all right, our first agenda item is to approve said agenda, which I don't think we have any modifications for tonight at the last minute, do we?
The only change on there was we did have, on the original agenda, had the wrong date. I think it was item number 7.
Oh, that's why.
It should be 9, that's why there's 2 of them.
9/6.
It should be 9/6/22. And I did put another sheet on everybody's chair, so.
That is it. Anyone has any other adjustments? Otherwise, I'll call for a motion to approve that.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda for February 6th, 2023.
So you said 9/6 of 22, so we don't have the minutes in our packet though of that.
No, we gotta put the,
It's just you're adding the,
yeah,
Informal
we're adding
resolution.
the
You said-
full language of the IPIB for the informal resolution. That'll be added to it.
Oh,
so it's the
okay,
same minutes plus that.
okay.
Any other questions about agenda items? Jean has made the motion to accept the agenda as official. Do you have any other comments or I will entertain a second?
I'll make the motion.
Second. We already have a motion up for Jean. Is that your seconded?
Yeah.
Okay, second by Lexi. Any other discussion or questions? We have a motion by Jean, a second by Lexi to approve the minutes of the agenda for tonight. Any other questions? Otherwise, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of approving the agenda as noted, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. All ayes, motion carries, agenda approved. Open opportunity to address the council. I know why you two are here, unless you have other business to address. Marlon, would you have anything you needed to speak about?
So I talked to each one of you individually, so
Awesome. Thank you.
do we need to let them know that I'm being here with Scott later?
We will have that, we can discuss that
Okay.
later on here when Scott has his report too.
Perfect, thanks.
Yeah. So then, without further ado, we will let, item number 6 is our presentation from our school board, or school representatives to our city council regarding the bond referendum vote on March 7th, correct? All right,
You got it.
you have the floor. Do you ladies here want, Jean or Lexi, do you want to sit around this side of the table so they can view there?
Yeah.
And then you don't have to, you can see better.
So Shalene Van Beek and myself, Becky Dow, are on the steering committee. There's quite a few other members from other committees, from other towns, representing the bond today, and try to inform you to get out and vote, where we're having informational meetings so you guys can make informed decisions. And we'll kind of give you a little brief of why the school is doing this, and just look at the plans, and we can kind of discuss, and you guys can ask questions, and we'll try to answer to our best abilities, but if we don't, we can get those answers, but also know that there are 2. The Paullina one is March,
Paullina is March 1.
yes, it's March 1, and that's at the school, and they'll do tours of the the current school and the condition it is today, so I suggest go check that out. So then you can get all the information, the tax, the nitty-gritty of the plans as well, so. All right, so a couple reasons the school board and decided we proceed with this was because we need improvements, obviously, in the junior high and the high school. The facilities are kind of run down and we need to expand, and we want to be able to expand some of our educational programs too in the STEM area and also the ag and the technical part of the side. So, and then also to update everything with that's current with Update Americans with Disabilities Act. So once you start updating one part of the building, our existing building, then you have to start updating the rest. So this is another reason they decided this would be the best fit, and also for building code and safety security. And then also we're going to provide a community fitness center and more athletic practice facilities, and then also just to provide a safe and secure learning environment for all our students at South O'Brien. So I'm going to leave it to Shalene to discuss the plans, or show you the plans.
Okay, so we'll start with this one. Right now, in the black, this is our existing junior high school. This is the entrance right now. What they're proposing is this would be where the old building sits, knocking that down, and this would become the new science wing, which is in very close proximity to where the science classes are currently. Then there will be a little outdoor area as well. With that old building coming down, there will be room for parking along that side too. This will all get renovated. Right here is where those old tennis courts are on the south side of the school. All of that will come down, the fencing and everything, and new parking will go right there. And then the big addition is this will be the new entrance to the school. So right here would be the main office area. This will be your ag wing and industrial arts. And then over here is a greenhouse. And then this addition is actually 2 full-size gyms, which would be awesome for our school. And then this would be the community center, fitness center over here. And then adding parking all the way around here. And the reason for all the added parking is this is where the current parking lot is. So we have to make up for all of that parking then. Sorry. And then over here, we would add parking in front of where the football field is as well. What also moves is the junior high practice field, because they usually practice along here. So then we're going to move them across the street in that open lot. With the ag being moved here, this opens up this building. And with the old building going away, of course, that takes our central office away, and that's where our alternative students are currently taking classes. So they're being bumped to the old ag building. So this will be renovated to house the alternative high school and be the new central office. This plan kind of just basically gives it to you in detail. So like I said, here's the new office area with the entrance to the school coming here on the south side. Ag and industrial addition, greenhouse, 2 gyms, wellness center, additional classroom renovations, and then the science wing. Any questions so far?
And boys locker.
They are actually working on the bathrooms and the boys locker room already this summer to meet ADA compliance. So, questions?
Are you gonna need anything from us, like bigger transformer or anything like that? Do you?
We will let Mr. Riley get a hold of you at the school. Probably, I guess, but.
Huh?
Probably down in the shop area.
Yeah.
3 power.
The shop area is like doubling
Double.
in size of
Yep.
what it
For the
is today.
welders.
Because those are
Yep.
hard to get right now, so the sooner
Okay.
the better, I
We probably
guess.
won't know till
Well,
after
we won't know
vote.
until, yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
March
Well,
7th.
March 7th is?
Yep, March 7th is the vote.
And you're
so.
bringing your boilers upstairs now. They're not gonna be in
Yes.
the basement anymore too.
They're very
Yeah.
constantly.
And you're getting new ones too, right?
Yes.
Good.
That's another reason that's
Yeah,
because too much money spent trying to keep that
yeah, they're old.
dinosaur building.
And the main entrance to the building will be on the south side
On the
now?
south side now.
Okay.
Mhm.
And if this does pass, when is construction? Or maybe you mentioned, when is it?
Nope, they
Planning on
said,
starting?
6 to 8 months. So if the bond passes March 7th, then of course, then they come in and they kind of fine tooth comb all of these plans and really go into detail what has to happen. So they said 6 to 8 months. And then hopefully we can start construction. Obviously, it would be broken down in pieces because we don't want to interrupt the education of the students.
And it'll probably, they said it once it's done and it'll be 24 to 48 months, which is about what, 2
Yeah.
years, 3 years. My son, who's a freshman, will hopefully get to enjoy it his senior year.
Maybe.
But even with that, I'm just excited for the future students, so.
All right. So then we'll flip to the back side of the plans. So sticking with the renovations here in Paullina, can you guys see?
You can move
I'm
that
sorry.
if you would like to.
So sticking here in Paullina, this is the old egg building. So this just kind of goes through the renovation within that building that will become central office. Office area, alternative high school, classrooms, boardroom, and then of course parking. And then over here in Primgar, of course, what's in the old building? The stage, the theater. So we have to think about dinner theater. And so we are actually going to renovate the stage that is currently in our Primgar building and bring that up to house our dinner theater. So new seating, they're hoping get rid of those pink seats that are over there and use the seats that are here in the East Gym currently. Those were just replaced within 5 years. So very nice seats, we're hoping to use those in there. And then of course, knock down that wall, bring the stage back to life, new lighting, sound, all that. Questions? Kelly, the wheels are spinning.
We've already had a town meeting in Primgar last week. Next Wednesday is the Sutherland meeting.
At the R.L. Johansson Center. So if you can't make March 1st here, then you can always go to Sutherland and hit that public meeting, February 15th.
And online, there is actually a little virtual tour that we had a alumni at South O'Brien put together of the current building. So you can actually like zoom in and go see what the Paullina looks like. If you really want to look at it that close.
Is that on the South O'Brien website?
Yes, there's a bond referendum little icon,
Okay.
so you can go, it has these plans, it has the flyers you got, which hopefully you all got a really nice one in the mail, in your mailboxes, that along with some FAQs are gonna be posted out there in the virtual tour.
There's a lot of information on the school district's Facebook page. They've been posting information almost daily here now, so. That's a great place to go if you have questions or get a hold of one of us or.
And at the town hall meetings, or public community meetings, we have our Matt with FEH that designs these, the engineers and architects, I should say. And then we also have another Matt with Piper Sandler, which he comes and talks about the financial, and he actually has a nice sheet that's spread down on what the financial impact is for taxpayers, so. Besides our nice little graphic on there, but.
What kind of response did you get from the public in Town Hall in Primgar?
It was actually we probably had about, I would say 40 people there, so I was pleasantly surprised, so it's nice that the
Of
word's
course, we
getting
always
out.
want more.
Yeah, and it was all really well. They brought up the bus barn, so that was a thing that was brought up, but like we said, we wanted something that impacts the kids the most, so this is gonna impact them educational wise and I think they have plans down the line for, bus barn and
Yeah,
all
the
those. 'Cause
the
we'll
school
still
district
other-
knows that that's another important part that
Yeah.
obviously needs updating. This is gonna impact our kids educationally right now. They do have plans for the bus barn in the future.
But yeah, it was good.
It's just not included in this bond, so.
Yeah.
And of course, the school is putting $1.5 million towards this renovation up front. So hopefully they'll continue to work and save up their money and they could pay down the bonds earlier. Because right now it's a 20-year, but
And it's two separate ones.
Yep, two separate
The majority
bonds.
of the money being on the first one and then
Yep.
on the second.
Questions, comments?
All I can say is please come to one of the meetings because you will learn a lot.
Yeah, it's nice to listen to, especially Matt Gillespie, who talks about the financial part. I'm a numbers girl, so I think he is fascinating, but he's a good one to listen to.
Good deal.
And if you do have questions that pop up, don't be afraid to ask Shalene and I, or we can get answers, or even email Mr. Riley, because he's open for that as well, so.
Good deal.
Okay.
Thank you for your
Well, thank
presentation.
you very much for having
Thank you
us.
for coming. Yeah, you do have
I'll come over and join us. Yeah. So we'll slide over here. Thank you. So you're not all by yourself in an island.
I can move.
Yeah, Ryan split over, then it's like girlfriends, guys. Thank you guys, see ya.
Yep, thanks.
All right. So now we are to item 7 on our agenda to approve the amended minutes from the 9/6/22 meeting to include the full language of the IPIB informal resolution. And as we kind of noted earlier, it's just, you already saw and approved both of those separately. They just need to be printed and published together. And then they will meet the request as noted there. Okay?
I feel sorry for Steve.
Yeah, I feel
And
bad.
that's here, or is that what,
No, that's the public records.
that's a public record?
That's 9. This is not printed out again,
Oh.
just because, like I said, both items were approved separately. The only addition needs to be that you approve putting them together and putting them in publication form so that they count for the IPIB cross off the list, one of them.
Oh.
Because it was not included in the first publication of that.
So we just have to approve it, just a
Just
formality.
approving of putting them together for publication. Yep. That's what Tisha tells us.
Need a motion? I will make the motion to approve the minutes from the 9/6/22 council meeting.
To include the full language of the IP. Yep, I need you to
Yep.
say all that.
Yep, you want me to say that
Yep,
too?
sure.
Yes, to include the full language of the IPIB informal resolution, etc.
All right, thank you, Jean, for that motion.
Mhm.
Do I have any support, a second on that?
I'll second.
Thank you, Jay. All right, we have a motion by Jean and a second by Jay to approve the amended minutes for the 9/6/22 council meeting to include the full language of the IPIB informal resolution together in one document. Any other questions regarding that or discussion? No? Seeing that looks good. Okay, then all in favor of doing so, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. All ayes, motion carried. Minutes amended as noted. All right, and number 8 is to approve the minutes from the last 2 meetings, and the one is just the amended ones that were noted from the meeting that we did last time. And then the other one is a new one to you, correct? Accurate.
Everything should be in there.
Okay.
I'd like to add something to the 1/6/23 minutes.
Okay.
In the Yes, whatever. City Attorney Tisha Halverson is also here.
Also present, yes, that's a good idea.
It's the only thing I saw.
If you look at, on 116 on the first page. 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences down, it says guess.
Mhm.
Radke is spelled incorrectly. Spelled with no T? Radke.
DT.
DT.
DT. DT-KE.
Oh, the K and the T are switched, is what you're saying. K and the T. Alright. Sorry about that. Okay, anything else?
The 16 minutes, there was a lot.
That was the Zoom night.
And that was recorded. in there.
Ambulance situation, yeah, we appropriately include at the end there about who was present and all of that. for that
Yeah.
one. Hopefully that covers that. Any other corrections to 116 or approval to 1-3 minutes? Yep. Anything else we're seeing? Any change?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from 1/3/23 and 1/16/23 with the corrections.
Okay, and the corrections as stated were to address the addition of the city attorney Tisha Halverson present and to correct the spelling of the press. Is that correct? Anything else?
I think that's it.
Anyone willing to support that motion by Jean?
I'll second.
Lexi, thank you. And a motion by Jean, a second by Lexi to approve the minutes from 1/3/23 and 1/16/23 with the corrections on the 1/16 meeting as previously stated. Any other questions, clarification? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote to approve. All in favor of approving the minutes from both meetings with corrections, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. All ayes, motion carries. Okay, number 9 is to approve or adopt the revised public records request policy, and this is Tisha's final edition with IPIB input, with kind of everyone who needed to see it before now it is formal has now seen it and blessed it. Is just back to you to bless for a final time. Where is that thing?
It's on.
Oh,
Which one? Public request?
yeah, is it not in there? I'm missing it. Anyway,
It's on the unstable.
oh, here's what's unstable.
Well,
Oh, yeah, there it is.
There were no changes to this from the previous what we had last time.
No, well, there are the ones Tish pointed out and then ones from Margaret.
Yeah, there's corrections put in.
There is correct.
Yeah, the corrections have been added. Tisha added corrections over the weekend.
Okay.
That were requested, so.
So this is the first that we've seen this.
Yes.
No, this is your same one
This
you
is a
saw.
revised one.
Yeah,
that
this is
Yeah.
revised one.
This is revised with the corrections.
Remember, she was
Everyone
here and
went
she
through it?
had a few words to change and then so,
Oh,
and then
and
that's,
we made those corrections that night.
right, and then she sent that to the IPIB to get there and there was like 5
And
things
yeah,
they wanted
and then they sent,
clarification
and
of.
then they sent
Tisha.
items back too.
Then
So
the cost aids too, we agreed on that.
So that
Where
has
it's all
to,
black and white now, instead of any color.
Oh, yep, there's another page.
Yeah, the cost.
Yeah.
Oh, there it
Yes, that one. Okay.
I'm sure any other comments on that. You may just share, Tisha.
No.
I know there were comments about the police and fire notes were some of the changes. I'm trying to remember if you guys remember what the, some other
Yeah, what,
disclaimers.
who was responsible
And who
for
was
what?
responsible. And, yeah.
We have to come up with our own because our information is different.
Yeah.
What we can release is different from the cities, so.
Yeah. So it just has all the legal information that is required by the state of Iowa.
Does each one have copy of them, or? Good.
Okay, does anyone have any changes they see or would like to make or want Tisha to look into some more? She's not here, but she can certainly look at that tomorrow if we needed to, but I'm just trying to get it handled and officially adopted whenever it's all legally blessed to do so.
Don't we need to put the ambulance, this policy applies for all city departments except for the fire and police, shouldn't be ambulance as well? So we need to add that.
They're technically their own entity also.
They are.
But the
Yeah, they're covered
library,
by
but
their
the
own laws.
library isn't, is it?
They have their own bylaws, right?
Yep.
Yep. And they would be similar to the police and fire, restricted on what they can release. This would not fall under them.
Right.
Would you just put emergency services and cover
I
cover
would-
them?
I wouldn't leave it general, I would leave it direct.
So in that case, we would be, request would be referred to the current ambulance resident.
Well, technically, that's what it is until
Right.
we go through all the
The
changes.
service director change. Okay,
Well, we can't do this like you, so
okay.
Public table it?
You sure can. We'll get Patricia to edit that in. Is there anything else you would like to have
So that,
revisited?
so item 1, any request of public records maintained by the city of Paullina except for police, fire, and ambulance.
And then we gotta specify it down below there too.
Yeah.
So it's basically on, yes, the bottom of page 1, item 1. And the other spots for that, I thought there was another spot that I mentioned as well.
Up at the top of page 1.
Yep, yeah, that's where I saw the available.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're under fire,
Police.
Apple,
I can't pronounce that word.
applicability.
Let the sign it up. Where is that?
And then
Is there another spot anyone's finding?
I haven't done sign it, but those are the only ones that come through yet.
Do I need to shut your pre-alert off for you?
So then at the bottom of number one, the last sentence,
Yeah.
fire department must be referred to the current fire chief for review, request. Do we need to add the police chief and then
It is in there.
Police chief
It's
is
got
up.
chief of police in front of that, so now
Oh,
we'll
it
have the referred to in it. Our current title is ambulance president until she gets that officially. Do you think that's right, Ryan? We would have to leave it as
I would,
ambulance president yet?
as everything is now, I wouldn't leave it. I get it creates more paperwork, but I would say it would
We need to have it right.
Yeah.
be advisable to leave it as is until all of that's corrected.
Until she gets it fixed. Yeah. All right, so that would also then, yes, outline that says it's referred to the ambulance president. Records related to ambulance.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'll make the motion to table it.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Lexi and a second by Steve to table the adoption and approval of the revised public records request policy in order to include the ambulance specified directly as we discussed. So we want Tish to look at that. Any further discussion or questions or changes, be sure to let us know, let Scott know, let Tisha know, hopefully back tomorrow, but maybe before noon, so we could get that bounced back. Okay. All right, so all in favor of tabling item 9? Until further approval, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. All ayes. Item tabled. Item 10, approve payment of claims. You have an additional claim in red on your front of you, and the original paper in red also. Very easy to find in the sea of white, thank you.
Scott, do you know why we wrote a check for Prairie View Cemetery fire protection?
Needy, or I should say Bob Faust, dropped the check or the bill off a couple weeks ago.
So technically,
I know, he always paid it out of the Prairie View Cemetery.
yeah, but what the city is paying Bob for Prairie, from my understanding, it's not fire protection, it's for cemetery maintenance and
So why is it coming out, why is it?
because the city, what? It's,
It says fire. protection.
On page 1.
oh yeah, it shouldn't be fire protection,
It should be like,
Oh, you don't have the record?
Yeah, just.
Oh, good one.
yeah.
it should be like
I bel-
maintenance.
Yeah, I believe it's part of the maintenance.
Okay,
So they shouldn't be taking it out of the fire protection.
Well, it's not coming out of fire protection, it's coming out of whatever
Okay.
account,
okay.
450, yes. That's not my account,
Okay. You're good, okay.
yeah. I only know my account number, so,
What's your account number?
150.
150.
Very good, you passed the quiz. Okay.
Bucket truck in the school.
We paid Sunbelt Solomon. Did we buy a transformer?
We got a bunch of transformers.
Okay.
They were, I think I ordered them probably a year ago, if not further.
That's what I thought I remembered, that you had ordered some.
Those are kind of hard to get. They talked about that at that meeting I was at this last week. They're not even taking orders for new ones yet. So, I mean, they're kind of a hot commodity and hard to get. So I'm, we were actually we had one transformer left, so.
We have some now though.
We're sitting pretty good right now.
Good
so.
deal. DGR engineering,
That's for
that was more
the,
engineering fees.
yep,
For
and
like-
those plans are done,
Okay.
and they should be in the mail. I did get them emailed to me, but
For the
I
light plan?
figured you guys went over
Okay.
a bunch of schematics but at some point, we're gonna have to figure out if we're just gonna take that out of electric, if we're gonna, I mean, that's above my pay grade, I guess. I will,
We'll have to discuss that. Did, you said you got something from DGR then?
the plans are done, yeah.
Okay.
The
Maybe
preliminary plans
you
are
can
done.
show us.
Is there any kind of estimates with it too? or-
He is getting that together this week, and I believe he plans on coming to maybe the next meeting to talk with us.
Okay.
I told him where you do the first and third Mondays of every month, and so I think he's gonna, once he gets all his i's dotted and t's crossed, he'll come talk to everybody. So,
That's good.
yeah, it looked like it's gonna be, that new building is gonna be right on the south side of the substation now.
Okay.
It'll be right on the fence there.
It'll fit right on there. I see 2 times Williams and Company out in the increase for the same amount, isn't it?
It's split between the
Plus
different
they
accounts.
split, okay.
By fund, is it?
Oh, it's split in 3, okay.
Yeah. Three.
Man, you guys get cheap for Black Hills.
Any other questions regarding our payments in claims presented in red tonight?
I will make the motion to approve the claims.
Thank you, Lexi, for making a motion to approve payment of claims,
I'll second.
and a second by Jean. Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Motion by Lexi, second by Jean to approve payment of claims as noted and presented this evening. Do we have any other questions for clarification on any of the amounts?
I'm getting my bicycle this increase in.
Hearing none, we'll call for a vote to approve payment of claims. All in favor of approving payment of claims as presented this evening, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. All ayes, motion carried. Claims to be paid. And to number 11, which is to approve a resolution to update the policy for the return check fees. There was one in your original first part packet, and now we have the full official version spelled out that we have guidance from a fellow sitting nearby to support that. The amount is currently $15, and they're
So we do have,
230.
we do have something in place currently.
Yes, yep, for $15, and then
This
we did some
was-
checking. It was suggested to go to $30. That's everything on this sheet. It actually has a state code in here as well. So, and $30 is the maximum that you can go on return checks.
Do we intend to go to $30? Okay.
Anyone like to read all that? To present this resolution?
Was there a reason like this was brought to our attention? I mean.
Well, we had a insufficient check
Okay.
on utility bill 2 weeks ago, so And then once we started digging into it to see what it cost for a return check, it was $15. I mean, it was noted on that paper, $15. So we're just updating the resolution.
So a return check, what's that cost us to the bank?
They charge us $5.
You can just read the whole resolution.
Front to back.
Or to almost the past. Well, actually, you can stop it on the state second, down the very bottom, section 4, so I need to read 2.
All right. I will introduce resolution number 2023, City of Paullina, a resolution establishing a fee for NSF checks and ACH and creating a cash payment only policy for individuals who have passed to return checks and/or ACH to the City of Paullina. Whereas the City of Paullina receives numerous payments from customers for utility account payments and other such services, and whereas occasionally a financial instrument is returned to the city for non-payment and additional measures need to be taken by the city to collect these funds, and whereas each check or ACH returned by a drawee's financial institution due to insufficient funds creates additional work to make corrections to the utility system and contact the person responsible for the NSF check or NSF ACH. And whereas section 554.2512 of the Code of Iowa states that the holder of a dishonored check, draft, or order may assess against the maker of that check, draft, or order a surcharge not to exceed $30. And whereas return checks and ACH are a detriment to the city's revenues, pose an accounting burden, and constitute non-payment for services rendered, to be rendered, or for any fines assessed as a result of violation of city ordinances. Whereas a number of cities in Iowa have a cash payment only policy with individuals who have passed more than one dishonored check or ACH in a period of a year to reduce the burdens of correcting problems associated with accepting a dishonored check or ACH. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Paullina, Iowa as follows. Section 1, a fee equal to the maximum allowed by the Code of Iowa will be established for servicing return checks received by the City of Paullina. Section 2, after the second incident, the city will only accept cash, cashier's check, credit card, or money order as payment from that individual who attempted payments to the city with dishonored check or ACH in any given period of 12 months. Section 3, the City of Paullina will notify the individual in writing of the loss of privilege of paying by check or ACH. Section 4, this policy shall be in effect upon its passage by the City of Paullina City Council.
Thank you. Okay, now that Jean did the hard work, who would like to say second? The rest will be filled in as we do roll call vote.
I'll second
Okay. So moved and seconded to adopt the resolution regarding establishing a fee for NSF checks and ACH and creating a cash payment only policy for individuals who pass to return checks and or ACH to the City of Paullina within the 1 year rolling period. Any other questions regarding this document? Okay, hearing none, we'll call it for a roll call vote, noting that Carol is absent.
Okay, Steve?
it. Aye.
Jay?
Aye.
Lexi?
Aye.
And Jean?
Aye.
Okay. So 4 ayes and 1 absent, that means motion carries, resolution passed, will be adopted and signified upon approval. Passed on today's date, 2/6/23. Thank you. All right. Item number 12 is the copier situation, a new copier lease. You want to talk to your folks here?
Yeah, currently the copier we have here is pushing 16 years old. The lease is, well, basically, we're still leasing it, but the maintenance lease has ran out. Last week, they picked up the rest of the toner and everything that we had. So we're kind of on borrowed time with this one. So in the packets, there was information as far as what the lease payments will be going up to. There should be one sheet there with leasing options, and then another one with the cost justification. It will be, in the past, they had talked about bringing a used copier, but this will be a new copier that they bring in, and they said it would, if we do order, they said it might take 2 to 3 weeks, but they will bring another, if needed, they'll bring another copier in for us to use until the new one arrives, and then that one can be installed.
Sounds good.
And I do, if anybody wants to look, I do have a little more information up here. Some more handouts about the copier, so.
I think we need to do it.
So it'll be the same company.
It'll be same company, same brand, it'll be a Kyocera, just like what we're using now. And he said it'll be faster, it'll print better than what the other one did. It'll be basically the same options as what we have on this one.
It won't change much than
No,
what
no.
we currently have. What were we currently paying for a lease? Do you know?
I think it was $55, I think, was the maintenance we were paying.
Okay,
And I'm not sure what the lease on the other one was.
okay.
Yeah, with the lease, they take care of everything, right? You don't have to pay for repairs and.
No, that's all underneath
Okay.
the lease. I mean, we'll still have to pay for the toner
Sure.
and that, as far as the
Sure.
general usage of it.
Okay.
But like the guy said too, he said it's kind of on borrowed time, as old as it is, and they're having a tough time getting parts, and
And you had said it was used when we got it.
yes, yep.
Got our money's worth out of that one.
I think so. Well, I will make an motion to approve the new copier lease.
Second. Is that Lexi second? Yes. Thank you, Jean and Lexi. A motion and a second has been made to approve the new copier lease, which is a 60-month term for $140.19. And the maintenance spend of $53.96. Do we have any other questions for Scott or anyone else related to our copier? Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the copier lease. Can I have all in favor say aye?
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. All ayes, motion carries. Copier can proceed. All right, number 13 is to approve the bunker's proposal for spraying the city properties this summer, which is the next page in your original packet there. And we've had them do this in the past, and you want to speak to that at all?
They've been doing it since I've been here. Yeah. I mean, the only thing I guess I question is if we wanted to have them do Holden Camp Lot or anything like that, that we
It's not on.
previously were not doing.
We are definitely gonna have to make sure we control weeds up there this summer.
And that 134 East Broadway, that's the Johnson property, correct?
The 130, no, that would be the pocket park.
Yeah, you gotta go further over from that, so that Johnson is not on there either.
That needs a lot of love before.
I think it's a burn down spray.
Did you match?
I think spraying at least the worries down there.
Yeah. Not ready for that yet, but.
No.
I would say at least add the Olden Camp one to it. We're gonna need it.
Do we
Yeah.
spray that lot that we still have over there between Rich Freck and?
No.
We don't spray that one?
No.
That usually was,
Or did somebody get hay off that?
you know,
Are they still gonna do that?
I can find out. About last year they did.
That's good. We'll do it.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it would be more than $50 to do the Olden Camp one. 'Cause
Yeah,
we
right
could-
now,
No.
right now, they're spraying the family medical clinic, public library, city hall, light plant, fire station, maintenance building, all the boulevards, city park, ballpark, Lens building, reservoirs on Highway 10, parking, Rutledge Street to Main, vacant lot on 134 East Broadway, that'd be that pocket park probably, and then a strip on East A Street.
That's in front of like, on the south side of, Bob's house and whatnot.
Oh,
Oh, okay,
that's
yeah.
J Street?
That, yeah, that's.
Going out to the lagoons.
okay.
Well, I'd make a motion to approve this, including the vacant lot on Main Street.
Olden Camp. I will second that.
All right, we have a motion by Steve and a second by Lexi to approve bunkers to spray our city properties with the addition of the formerly known as Olden Camp lot on, for sale on Maple. Any other questions or
I think on
additions?
that Olden Camp, you just have to do that front, that first lot. I don't think you'd have to have them do the,
Yeah,
To the
the
east.
back lot looks pretty decent.
yeah, that's
Front-
pretty decent
I think
grass.
Kelly's got grass seed for that too, yeah, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, so if we, if we seeded it and they maintained it, I would think the grass would, especially this spring, we'll get some good moisture in it.
Get them up, keep them mowed.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Otherwise, we'll say all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. All ayes. Motion carries. Approved bunkers to spray. Okay, item 14 is to address the TCA board appointment. There's currently, it's been brought to our attention that attendance is a concern of one of the board members currently, and that has been, someone has offered to step in to fill that position with approval from the council, and that Jay has made that agreement. The current, the current term ends in July 1st, whatever, so this would just be for the remaining term.
Who was doing it?
Ely.
And Jay's gonna do it?
Unless you would like to.
Unless you want to.
Taking any options.
Are you kidding me?
It's the 7 a.m. meetings,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
in Sandburg.
Do you still attend them, Kate?
I attend a different meeting.
Yeah, this is programming.
Yeah, it's the custom.
This is not the other one, this is
Oh,
programming.
Okay.
This one's different than that one.
Do we have to approve him?
You make it, yes.
I will make a motion to approve Jay Jones to the TCA board for 6 months, or
For the
till
remainder of the
the
term.
remainder of term.
Okay, Gina's made the motion to approve Jay to fulfill the remainder of the term as existing. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Steve, second, thank you. All right, a motion and a second. Do we have any other questions or clarification on that? Otherwise, we can call that for a vote. All in favor of having Jay fill in as the remaining of the customer programming TCA board appointment for the remainder of the term, say aye.
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 And opposed, say nay.
All abstaining.
And Jay is abstained, so that is still a motion carries with 3 ayes. Okay, thank you. And number 15, approve Britton Kelleher. Brighton, thank you, sorry, Brighton Kelleher to the Paullina Fire Department, which you have that official document in your packet, I believe, too.
He was on the Primgar, wasn't he?
Yeah, he is formerly on Primgar's fire department.
And he moved to town?
He was
In town.
still on Primgar's department while living in town.
Okay,
And I finally twisted his arm out too.
I was gonna say.
Still on the way.
I used to see him in
Good job.
Primgar pictures, yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
He lives in Dan Moore's old house.
Yeah, he lives on South Main, works at Milk
Very
Creek
good.
Machine.
The Sims Group.
okay, good.
So,
I'm making a motion to accept him.
Okay, Lexi made the motion.
I'll second.
And Steve has seconded to approve Brighton Kelleher to the Paullina Volunteer Fire Department. Do we have any other questions or clarification required?
You've approved him, right?
yeah, waiting
Yes.
on you guys.
Okay, good.
So then all in favor of approving Brighton Kelleher to add to the crew of the Paullina Volunteer Fire Department, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. All ayes. Carol absent.
Steve.
That was Lexi and Steve.
Oh, Lexi, okay.
Lexi first, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. All ayes, motion carried, Brittany is approved. Congratulations. Item 16, softballs, baseball leagues, we could have Shane stay and visit, but I didn't want to make her take too long, but her report is in there. Heath does not normally apparently have a report. He has not been asked to do one in the past, so that is why there's not an equivalent baseball one.
Okay.
But he was requesting the same amount be allowed again for the coaching and whatever they provide. He also then asked if maybe we could consider looking forward, if he could find maybe volunteer coaches, that then we could bank that money and maybe make some upgrades to the dugouts. Now that we have the awesome lights, awesome batting cage, that might be a next investment
Okay.
for us all to work together. So for now, it is just to approve them. Well, I guess we don't have that spelled out, but his is 3,000 was what his original, what it's been in the past, and they're requesting 3,500 as the softball. So there are two different amounts. Or you can choose to make them the same, or that is your decision. Historically, and I don't know for how long historically, it has been the 3,000 each.
But the girls are asking for 35.
Yes.
They have a reason for the increase? Anybody know?
Do not know.
It was just-
just
It was just submitted, nothing
was
was.
submitted that way.
Is because of, that they gave the boys money for the batting cage, isn't it?
No, probably a little bit.
Well, if he's asking for 3,000, I don't want to do both for 500.
That is up to you. I'm sure Heath would figure out what to do with 3,500 just as well as he would with 3,000.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Shailene could also make 3,000 work. I didn't press her on the why. It's a different amount. You see, they have been having some fundraisers to help offset the money that they did spend in the batting cage. Yes. They do pretty good. It's an organization, a group. I don't think she had a total number of kids there, but she said,
Well, it's good for the little kids, so.
yes.
I think they could find fathers that would coach easily enough. I think usually that's what my dad.
So they don't have, so Emily Mars and them are not,
They're the girls.
okay, they don't have a
They were
boys.
last
Oh,
year.
gotcha.
They were hired last year. I don't think she is
Yeah,
staying
they
that
had
they're in for this year yet.
kid from
Reed, yeah, Reed coached the boys last year.
Who did?
Reed
Reed
Nelson.
Nelson.
Okay.
And last I talked to Heath, he was going to ask Reed again if he was going to be available, but I had it not here.
Some fathers would step in.
And this is plenty early, obviously, we do not need to, I would just had it, they requested it and provided the material early enough, so we wanted to make sure it was presented to you to think about, and that it could be tabled, and they would not be that upset if we need to.
I'm gonna make the motion to table it to see why the girls are asking, if you can ask
Okay.
them why they want
Difference.
35 instead of 3,000.
Okay. So Lexi's made the motion to table this until we can get that answered for us. Anyone else agree, would like to support that motion?
I'd second.
Okay, and Jay has seconded that. So currently we have a motion by Lexi and a second by Jay to table the approval, and are we tabling the baseball as well with them then? Say softball and baseball, city league summer funding, until some answers can be provided, and I can also ask Keith to provide maybe something official like this, okay? So any other questions? Otherwise we'll call for a vote. All in favor of tabling this until we can be provided more information, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. All ayes, one count absent. Motion tabled, agenda item tabled. Okay. Okay, number 17, the approval to list the Swanson Sports Complex site manager position. Now, this was earlier, you had his resignation for that, and I told you he does have people he's looking to have fill that role. He's looking to have 2 people split it, but the school has said we've always posted that job and handled that, so we have to just officially put it out there and have whoever is going to apply and address it that way. So just wanted your approval to have them make the job application out there and get the word out so they can fill it out.
I make the motion to approve to list the site manager for the Swanson complex.
Okay, motion by
I'll second.
Lexi and a second by Jay, thank you. To approve the opening of the Swanson Sports Complex site manager position. Any other questions on that? Okay, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of doing so, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. I hear all ayes. Carol absent. That is motion carried. We will get that done. And now to the next one is the approval to seek summer help. You want to speak to that at all?
We had Randy last year. He did a good job keeping up and whatnot.
Is he interested again?
I believe so. There's years that we've had 2 people, and there's years that we've had 1 person, and I guess it all depends who you get and what you need, and, yeah, if there's extra stuff that you guys want done, as far as summer help, we might need somebody maybe part-time or whatever, but if we're just gonna worry about the mowing getting done and, flowers getting watered, then I think 1's plenty.
Would it be beneficial to maybe have 2 because you're gonna be chopping down a lot of trees?
Usually summer help.
Or
we
is this
don't-
something that you know?
They don't do that stuff.
We don't.
Yeah, because
Is this something that we could maybe do, the 28 from Ryan, maybe if we had more, could go up there and help them out? They made that comment at the workshop.
Yeah, they got the cemetery.
I mean,
Yeah, how many do you say you had out there mowing, like
3.
3 people?
We had 3.
so I'm just saying, since we talked about doing a 28E,
Yeah.
you know, if we do get somebody more than 2 people, maybe that's something we could, you know, have it when we have another workshop with Perimeter, bring it up to them. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be something we'd have to discuss once
Yeah.
at that
But-
time.
Yeah, Randy did
He did a good
Right.
job.
a good job of mowing.
Yeah.
Then we-
You know, we might need.
Because it sounds like
might
they don't get a lot of young people, and maybe this time you'll post it and we might get a few. I don't know.
We might need more help with, if it keeps snowing and raining, you know, the grass is gonna
Keeping
grow
up with
more.
the
Right.
lawn care.
Yeah,
Hopefully we're good for a while on that.
Well, let's post it. I'll make a motion to posted for one position, with the option to add if needed.
So are you saying just like for Randy, or are you
Just-
posting another position?
No, I'll just make a motion to post it for one position.
Okay. And see what we get.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Okay.
And then my comment to that would be if we needed another person.
Address it at that time.
Address it at that time.
You guys okay over there?
Yeah, you guys need your waters.
You said, are you two okay over there?
No, we're not. That's why I'm turning away from everybody.
Okay, I have
Oh, sorry, Kelly.
a motion to post a single position by Steve and a second by Lexi. That's correct. Any other discussion or questions for now? Otherwise, hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of posting a position, a single summer help position, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. All ayes, Carol absent, motion carries. Okay, we are to item 19, publication of legal notices. As you know, you had 2 requests for that. And currently we have been still sending them existingly through the previous paper, so no change has been made. The question is, are you intending to make a change, or do you want to stay with the existing current situation?
And that's the 2 back pages of the packet, is that what we're
Yeah,
talking about?
Yes.
so you've
Yep.
seen those previously. Yeah.
So they're both requests to be named as the
Correct.
official newspaper.
Which does not need to
Which
happen
is
to
not needed.
maintain what we do.
Doesn't help.
Does he need a cough drop? We got a
Yeah,
cough
you need a
drop.
cough drop?
I'll try one.
Got it.
Thank you.
All right, do we have any direction of otherwise continuing as currently done? That is also a direction. I just wanted you to have the opportunity to state said direction.
I'd make a motion to maintain the O'Brien County Bell-Times-Courier as the Paulina's official newspaper.
I'll second.
We're not gonna do official newspaper. The League of Cities says don't do that.
Well, that's what the request is for,
Yeah, but the League of Cities says don't do that.
but that's what the request is
Okay.
for.
You're just your
So
agenda
both-
item is requiring the publication of legal notices has to go somewhere. And so currently it is stated to go with the Bell-Times-Courier where it has been. And that is, can continue or it can change. So that is essentially what you're presenting, or what your options are. Continue, maintain, or change.
And your motion is to maintain?
Maintain
the current-
or make it official paper.
Well, the request is for the official paper from the
Publication of
Bell-Times-Courier.
legal notices.
Yeah,
And the Northwest Iowa
but
Review.
we're not gonna name it official paper. We shouldn't. That's what the League of Cities says, you shouldn't do that. It's just,
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't see why not.
First week of January, the first meeting Primgar's meeting in January, they appointed O'Brien County's Bell-Times-Courier as their official newspaper. Sutherland on January 3rd did the same thing. It is a semantics thing, official newspaper of official publication. If you'd like to change the language to feel better, I would have no objection to being the newspaper of official publications. That reflects actually the language of the law more accurately, if I recall it correctly. But it's common practice, and it's probably a laziness of words in which it's an official newspaper versus publication of official notices.
Well, I can change my motion to that wording.
If you want to, I'll make a motion.
What is, okay, someone state something officially. What
I
is
move
going
we
to be?
continue submitting required legal publications for FY '23 in the current paper until further notice.
Submitting.
24, we're in fiscal 23. Oh, I'm
That's what I just
sorry.
said, 23.
Sorry.
Continue submitting fiscal year 23 legal notices for current paper, which is Bell-Times-Courier. Okay, Jay has made a motion,
I'll second that.
and Dean has made a second. That
So,
What about-
answer that.
what about the first motion that I made? You wanna,
If you want to do it, that's fine.
no,
Oh, I
but
didn't know if you
something has to be
officially,
done with it.
I didn't know you officially finished it, you were then.
Failed as lack of
Questions.
Lack of a
a
second.
second,
Lack
or?
of a
Yeah,
second.
you didn't have a lot of seconds.
Okay.
If somebody wants to.
Or just amend it, can't you go back and amend it?
Or just say you rescind it.
Oh, yeah, resend it.
Just say I
yeah.
rescind my.
Just put it as failed of lack of a second.
Okay, failed with the lack of a second. Jay submits his motion and Jean is seconded, so now, if we are all to where we are, okay to call for a vote. We will call for a vote, all in favor of Jay's wording of the motion, which we will get printed for you. Something about continue submitting fiscal year 23 legal notices with the current paper, or something like that is what I have written down. I will
Current
get.
paper until further notice.
Oh, until further notice, okay. Say aye.
Alright.
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, we did, Jean seconded. And any against, say nay. All ayes, Carol is absent. That passes with an approval. Okay. That is complete for our agenda items. Okay, 2 reports. Oof. It's 42 already. Reports. Part of what I was going to state is about our sunshine laws, as we talked about with our last meeting when we had the training. And the intent of that is to provide transparency into government, which we're all for. And we know that we open our meetings and that people can attend and that people choose not to or just are unable to. So we are currently having a Facebook Live version of it right now for people to look at. That will be available as well. We are posting our agendas. We've always done it on the bulletin board, which, as you know, the building closes, so that's not accessible. So I would like to have it put in the window where people can drop off their utility bill payments, so they see it as well. So we'll work on that. If it's too tinted, we need to try at night here to see if you can see it or not, but anyway, otherwise we'll look at a way to put something outside. And our Facebook page, and then currently, until we can have our website put back to our control and our ownership, those things will have to exist on the Facebook page or in print copy here going forward. But that allows us to provide a lot more sunshine than we have previously with meetings and actions. And hopefully that accuracy will be reflected. The other thing to talk about is we had more EMS and other EMS and 911 commission meetings. And there's another one on February 14th as well. I will give you the full, we approved the budget essentially, the last one. What? Oh, I thought there was some to me. Okay. So that is all we need to, I can update you on that. Tish is not here, and I don't believe she expressed anything to you to state for you an updated report. Mostly we just had to do what you've done here with the IPIB change to the minutes and the records request policy. She has asked, I think everyone else has provided whatever else she needed. Otherwise, we will reach out to you on that. And your turn for the report quick, Scott.
Yeah, just, I know we've talked about this before with the city lots that we have for sale. There's been some interest. Person approached me last week and I believe last time we were talking $8,000 for the lot. Is everybody okay with that, or is there something else we want for prices on these lots, or?
Is that the old camp one you're talking about?
This person I spoke to, he said he wanted to know what lots were available.
Were we gonna split that old camp into 2 lots then?
As of right now, no, we were not.
We weren't.
I don't think so. I don't know. I guess at the last one, I think the person that wanted it, they wanted both lots.
Because the Olden camp's on the east side, and right now, it's just one lot, correct?
2. Oh, it's one big one, but you can go into 2.
Right.
Actually, you could put 3 lots
Probably.
on it for, I think it is, because it's 310 feet, I think.
Yeah, well, you'd have to double check that and see what it's zoned at, if it's at the recorder's office, see if it's, divided up as 2 lots or if it's one single lot.
Okay.
If somebody wanted to purchase both lots and put it together as one lot, they could do that at that time, but you'll have to check it with the recorder's office and see how we have it.
And then price wise, you'll have to look back at what we've discussed on other,
There was,
Because I think we had like, what, 16,000 or 18,000
I think it
in
was
it?
16,000 for both lots at one time, there was an offer made on it.
so.
Because that lot actually zigzags a little bit.
Back by Don's.
Yeah, back behind it, yeah.
Yep. And
Because that
then,
lot actually, 2 feet of it is in Don's garage. So they have to know that too before you sell.
yeah, and then there's an easement through part,
No,
or is that easement taken away now?
it was through the 2 people that owned it and then Lushers. It never was on the
Yeah,
old
it
camp
was never
property. It was never on the old camp property.
Are you talking utility?
Right, correct,
Yeah.
but that east portion of it, there's an easement.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't. He had an easement with
Lushers.
Betty Brotherton and
Properties.
Fidelki.
Oh, okay, with
And then
these
when
two.
Lushers bought the property, they put the easement on their property.
That's Lushers and that's the lot. It's all one lot.
Oh, it's all one lot,
Yep.
okay. But then there's no.
But is that
easement
just
on
on
it?
Beacon Snyder?
I mean, I thought
That
Don,
doesn't,
Don,
you can't go by that.
I thought Don.
And they claim that Beacon Snyder, they got a disclaimer right on there.
Yeah, on that thing, you can't watch that.
It's more, they're more of a
Gives you
reference.
a general idea.
It gives, yeah, it
It's a
gives you a
general
general
idea.
idea.
No, but,
So
no, that.
help me understand that, I thought there was an
No,
easement for Don.
Sandy
Just a
thought there
minute,
was.
let me ask you this. I thought there was an easement between Lushers and that lot to get, for Don people to get to his backyard.
Not on the old
From the
camp
east.
property, not on the old camp. There was nothing signed on those easement papers that says Olden Camp.
What is?
That easement is between him and Lusher, I believe.
Him
And it's
and
on
Lusher's.
Lusher's property,
Him and Lusher's property.
Okay,
so it's not on our property, it's on Lusher's property.
Because at first first he had it signed from Betty Brotherton and the Fidelki. And then when Lusher's bought it, they signed an easement.
and so it's all on Lusher's
Yeah,
property.
they have no easement on, he has no easement on
And that was marked out when
they surveyed
when
it.
they surveyed it.
Yeah. Okay, well, I misunderstood, I wasn't.
Yeah,
clear,
that's
so I
what
just
everybody
wanted to
thought
make
there
sure
was, but
it was clear.
nothing that was ever signed by Olden Camps.
Okay,
Then, how long ago was it surveyed?
Last year.
Last year.
Last year?
Yeah. Did you put pegs in those spots, or
They put pigs.
they put pegs in?
You know,
Like I said, that, the actual lot, the north side of it goes through Don's garage.
yeah,
2
it's
feet.
right up.
It's 2 feet in, is what they said, did they?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you'll have to double check and make sure that if it's one large lot or if it's 2 different lots.
Okay. And then is the lot on the east side of town there?
There's 2 there technically.
There's,
Yeah.
Oh, the one
Yeah,
by
there's-
Rich
One in the
Frank's?
there's
Yeah,
2
like
lots
Rex.
Yeah,
available.
there's one there, yeah, left.
2,
Well, there's 2, but that first one, that's where I was
There's one on
talking
the
about.
north end and one on the
Isn't
south
that
end.
So there is
what do you call
2,
that?
there is 2 lots
Yeah,
for
there's
sale
one on
there yet?
land and then
A
one-
waterway?
But they're not adjacent to each other.
No.
No, I know there's that house in the middle there.
Yeah.
Be right next to
One
Rich
lot.
Freck's lot.
Yeah, there's one lot there. And then there's one lot north of
The first lot is still,
Yeah, but there's a waterway or whatever you call it through there.
So, yeah,
There's only 30 feet, I think, isn't there?
those would be the lots that we would have that we could sell.
Okay.
We lost our sign still on the one on Golden Camp Drive. I haven't seen that at that
Can I
garage
have-
sale anywhere.
I can
Yeah.
see was one, make another one if you want. They have the frame for it and the signs, and they already have made them, so.
Put
You
a
do have
tracker
that?
on it this time.
You do have another frame yet, or?
No, they
Took
sell
everything.
frames there.
Do we have one over there on the one by,
Yep, that one's still there.
why don't we bring that one over at least and set it there, see if people
We're just put an arrow.
try to get stolen again by somebody,
On that
but
road.
we need, no, we don't have a website, so we can do that.
Any more on
Nope,
that?
that's,
Kelly,
We have been changing out some electric and water meters. Plowing snow, moving snow piles, pushing snow piles up so we can haul more snow and put it in more piles. Been digging a few graves.
Yeah.
Rich has been, keeping up on, getting caught up on his paperwork and whatnot, the water tests. We've had some vehicle maintenance every time we plow. I feel like we have to fix something. And clean up at the bank. All I got. Went to the meeting.
How was that,
What?
your meeting?
Good.
Good.
I mean, we had a day of going through the NESC code, so that was interesting at times and not so at some other times, but it was a good
Course.
class.
What's any issue, any
Natural.
ownership with the bank, like have you, what's going on there?
We were just in there today. Basically, most of the basements are dried up. The carpet seems to be dry. The dehumidifiers are still in there, trying to get it out of the pad and whatnot. It looks as though the plywood floor is starting to dry out, so I think we're getting there. There's a basement down, or there's a bathroom down there that had two walls, two short walls. And you can just take your hand and push your hands through the, I think we're just gonna take those walls out. I don't think anybody's ever gonna go down there and use that bathroom.
yeah,
so-
and the adjuster said last week too, that he had that on his list to replace all that too, so.
Yep,
But if we just tear it out,
I don't think it's worth putting back in. Some of those boards have some black on them too, so I just would rather take them out. We haven't fixed the water yet. I mean, we have it shut off, but we haven't fixed it down there.
Have we had any more interest in the bank building?
no, I've had no calls.
okay. We have your hours here too for us. Whatever you want us, you guys saw that on your spot. Anything else, Bob?
Yeah, part of that meeting was talking about lead times on stuff, and there's transformer companies that aren't even taking orders yet. It's a good thing we bought our bucket truck when we did. Our 210,000 bucket truck that we paid for that thing is probably now a $325,000 truck, and it's 5 years out to get a truck right now. So,
Good move.
and I mean, a lot of the stuff we get, which, load break elbows are anywhere from 24 to 40 weeks out. Junction cabinets are anywhere from 36 to 56 weeks, so everything's, where I used to just get 3 or 4 transformers, a bill from Sunbelt, that's why we got the bill we did, because I wanted to make sure we got something on hand. Because when that transformer went out at the school, we ended up having to get one from Primgar, because we did not have anything to replace it, so we're sitting pretty good right now, so. As far as cable and transformers and junction boxes, stuff has slowly been coming in that I've ordered probably a year ago, so.
That digger truck that we have that was red tagged, have you contacted that guy? Maybe he wants that real bad now, the digger off of it.
Oh.
Might get hold of him, talk to him, if they're that hot, he might wanna come down and give us a deal on that.
And at some point, yeah,
Cause I wanna keep that truck if we can.
yeah. At some point, we need to start getting rid of some stuff too. The fire department's got some stuff to get rid of. We have some vehicles to get rid of, so.
You got rid of some stuff though, you got rid of the grader, didn't you?
Yeah, we got rid of a few things, but we got, yeah, a few more things to get rid of.
Will we advertise those like on that big iron site?
I think so. I think that was, I mean, we got more money going through, doing it that way than we have ever through, like, when we used to just post it in some newspapers and whatever. I mean,
Okay,
it
great.
worked pretty good, so.
And you're all done with your emergency vehicle? Or the old ambulance or whatever it was, or?
For the most part,
Okay.
we're still.
So can we list your old truck? then?
Oh, yeah, yeah, we're pulling stuff off of it so it can,
We have the 91 pumper and the red wagon and the
yeah, red light, I mean,
Chief's truck, I think.
Chief's
they're-
truck, yeah.
the Chief's pickup, we gotta pull like the siren box out and I think it's ready to go. Cause yeah, the pumper, yeah,
Is that pumper gonna be worth anything then, or?
we probably will get scrap price out of it. I mean, the chassis is good, but the pump housing is junk, so, I mean, unfortunately, to be honest, we need to post it that way, so
Yeah.
people aren't thinking they're buying a good,
No.
I mean, I wish the chassis would be worth keeping, but we seem to have a storage issue already, so.
And you don't want to put the bread truck in as
Oh,
you know, food truck or,
well, somebody can buy it for their food truck.
Chili and cinnamon rolls out of the
Yeah.
back.
yeah, there you go.
Pretty popular.
Yeah, I have enough projects.
I know you do.
Okay, you're good for
I
that?
think so.
We lost
Maybe
Mr.
one on
Bramer.
call.
I think he may better call.
Okay.
I have a quick question. Are you guys even discussing plans at all on the new building, or are you just waiting until you get a piece of property then?
Well, I was gonna talk about that.
He's up next.
before.
Okay, that's a, go ahead.
Then we
Oh, is it
will
my
allow-
turn now?
It is your turn
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
Mr. Harper.
so to answer Jay's question, I'm hoping we have a very good lead on a piece of property, so as soon as we hear more about that, then we will come back, obviously, to the council with a report of where we're at. And right now, RML Architects in Sioux City has a preliminary drawing done for us. The holdup there is his contract, and
That expired already, I'm assuming.
yeah, so, I talked to him in November when the last time we thought we had property, and he was supposed to be starting the update to get the contract ready, so, I can touch base with him. But yeah, as soon as we can sign the contract, then we can pay for the preliminary drawings and actually have a picture to show people. And also with the land, then we can put a sign up saying future home of emergency services, which will definitely solidify the seriousness of this event, so.
Exciting.
Great.
So, moving at snail speed, but we're moving.
Yeah, at
So,
least we're moving.
You also had a copy of my annual report in your packet. We have, obviously, Brian is a new member, and Laue was a new member.
I did not get that.
This one?
Here. So, as you can see, we had a pretty busy year. I have all the calls listed on page 3. Ended up 45 calls altogether. As most of you all aware, with the Circle S fire, we had the 4,000 gallon propane truck in there, and we got to practice evacuation drills at 6 something in the morning, so during pretty much a blizzard, more or less. So yes, thankfully we had 0 injuries or loss of life or anything like that. To explain to you 4,000 gallons of propane, so you guys understand it easier, 20-pound propane grill bottle, that truck equaled 840 of those. So to give you an idea how massive that is, that's a lot of propane. And 20-pound bottles, pretty much close enough to take down a house. So it was a very scary situation. Part of our evacuations that day, we knew exactly what direction the tank was sitting, so that helped our decision on where we were to evacuate. There's a lot of things that I took into consideration when we started evacuation. Obviously, we just had a snowstorm and it was windy and streets were blown shut, so that was a great deal of consideration there of how to move people. Ordinarily, on a sunny day and sunny and 75 in the middle of summer, we would get school buses, but 10 below with wind and not being plugged in for how many days since school was out, I knew that would not be an ideal situation. So yeah, it was very difficult to make some of those decisions just due to how to move people. So I'd like to thank all the citizens for their cooperation. I think it's like 60 houses, I believe, we ended up evacuating. So, and they were all very cooperative, and we took them down to the school. So, and then obviously we had the big shot fire out at Herdig's. So yes, we haven't really had any normal, what most people would call normal structure fires. All of ours been quite interesting, to say the least. As far as training, we have an online training course that we started last year with through Fire Rescue One. We also had 2 members go down to Ames. Gary Sinise Foundation sponsored this event, and I wish we could send everybody through it. It was, with the event that they brought, it was a lot of very good big city career type training. I mean, stuff that we don't ever have available to us just because it takes a lot to get that type of training together. So it is very good for those guys to see what else is out there and bring ideas back to improve our training. The county has also started an alliance with Lyon, Osceola, and Sioux, and we are Jared and those other 4 EMA directors are offering bigger training courses. These would be all-day events, and then they quarterly, so it goes through county by county. So, and then also had, part of that training was a hazmat IQ class and airport emergencies. So those are just started last year, so it's a building thing also. So yeah, apparatuses, we have our new truck in service. Kind of like Kelly said, getting things. We've been trying to get parts for 2 rollout trays, and I don't know, those will come some point, so that's tough to get. We are also able, between the Jingle Mingle and Festival of Trees and the donation from Germantown Betterment Club, we were able to finish our SCBA project that we weren't really planning on finishing yet due to funds. So now department-wide, we have 10 matching G1 SCBAs through our trucks. So you can go to any truck and you get the exact same SCBA from truck to truck. Moving forward, our project will be getting individual interior firefighters fit tested for their own mask. So you can swap the SCBA from firefighter to firefighter, but they have their own mask. So yeah, and then I've been doing a lot of work with the capital replacement plan on the trucks. That's all part of the budget packet that I turned in, and I'll go over when we go on budgets. Had a county-wide fire meeting the 31st. Had a lot of good discussion on future funding for departments and where we are moving forward on recruiting and retention. There's a lot of different ideas out there. So yeah. And then lastly, yesterday, myself and my 2 sons went through the entire town and scooped and made sure all the hydrants were cleared. So when we started, the boys asked me how many there were, and I'm like, I'm not gonna tell you. It's a surprise.
How many are there actually?
There's 30 to 36, I'd say, a section, and that's 4 sections of town, so over 100.
Good workout.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for doing that.
So yeah, and then, yeah, we're Wednesday night, we'll meet on the emergency operations plan with Jared Johnson. Hopefully have that finished. So, and then when we get done with all the revisions, we'll bring it back to the council and move forward with that.
Do you think we need to put out a notice for the residents if they have a fire hydrant? If they
So,
scoop that out, or?
Rich and Alexis Frack, when I was going, they were out for a walk and we kind of talked about it. And if the people are able, it'd be nice if they helped out. The thing is, I look at the age of our community. I think if, obviously this year is abnormally snowy compared to what we've had. I think if we have more of a normal year, we could easily stay on top of it with just a couple hours after a snowstorm. So it just was a little extreme yesterday because some of them were very buried. So I guess if they are physically able, it'd be awesome. That'd be one less hydrant.
Okay.
So, and I mean, some of them we didn't even touch because, I mean, the snow was only up 4 or 5 inches on them, so in those you wouldn't have to do anything. It's the ones that are buried up to the outlets. Yeah, I think that's everything for me unless anybody else has questions that I can answer.
Any questions from Lori is not here. Did she provide anything that anyone is supposed to share on her behalf that we know of? I did not hear anything.
Good report, by the way, Ryan. Thank you.
Yes, thanks for being so thorough and detailed. That is awesome. I think I hear Nate. Do you want to see if he's?
No,
He did leave? Okay. All right, we'll have to catch him next meeting. The library, I know Matt is in charge and doing things and making that transition, I think, somehow. And so I think we will be paying some bills after their board approves that this week.
Will he be like giving us a monthly or
And
quarterly report or?
how often would you like to request that? I think they have, I think it's supposed, they might actually say in the ordinance now, they say that he has to give a quarterly or annual report for sure, but I can check and see what it says on quarter or annual. Okay. We'll ask him to do that. Okay. And anything else by council comments?
Okay, where is everybody's coming with their budgets? Like, this has to be approved by like April 1st, and here we are February 6th. I mean, usually by now we've had everybody's budgets and what's going on. And now we're gonna be pushing and rushing and everything. So where's everybody's budgets?
Your turn, yours.
I don't know.
Usually at least I remember by the second meeting in January, we were getting them. And here we are February 6th, and they have to be due April 1st, or the first meeting in April.
Mine's done.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, no, I have Ryan's, so.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of mine's gonna be going to the,
I mean, that's just like the frustrating part. We need to be, like, we shouldn't be rushing and in all this, and here we are, we're gonna be rushing and we're not prepared, and then here we are February 6th, and we have a month and a half left to approve everybody's budgets, and we meet twice a month. So we have 3 meetings before the budgets have to be due, basically.
Do you want me to call,
Certified.
I'm gonna call the ambulance and ask them about their budget or?
Yeah, because we gave Lori information last week, but she hasn't gotten anything back
Okay, I'll
back to
call
us yet,
her.
so.
Or Amber.
I mean, even if we had certain budgets, we could have just put them in the packet, and when we got more, we could have just keep looking at them or whatever, but getting a little excited, yeah.
Okay. We will,
Also, who runs like the social media stuff going on?
give me Michelle right now.
Michelle?
Michelle is taking that over now.
So we're not having like a group, like, I think we talked about having like a committee about that.
To run social media?
Well, I think at one time I
Take for
suggested
the
that
website.
for the website that we had.
Well, I think like,
And maybe what we should do, no, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Maybe what we should do is have a committee that would, since we have a lot of social media now, for the website and also Facebook, and the committee would monitor the content that's on that and bring that to the council to get approval of, the content being put on
the only reason I'm asking is,
Facebook and the website.
the only reason I'm asking because I don't go to bed till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and stuff is getting posted on Facebook at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So who's up at 2 or 3 besides me posting stuff on Facebook?
You too, Kelly?
That's okay.
I mean, I don't think.
Well, I wake up that time and then go into bed, and then go to the bathroom.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I'm just asking because I'm like, well, who's posting on the city website at that time when the office isn't even open?
Is the
I
website.
don't know.
Well, there is a website committee of sorts that is currently Michelle, who's not here tonight, and Jay.
So when did that happen?
Well, it's just an ad hoc committee because it's not going to last forever.
Oh.
And until we get Tisha to talk about, did she reply to that? Jean, were you asking her that? Information about our committees and our meeting abilities? Was that Carol possibly?
Carol maybe.
Yes, Carol. So we do not have that from Carol tonight, but we're trying to make sure that we can have 2 members of council at meetings to be effective.
Tish was, yeah, that's because we kind of all said something at the Zoom meeting, and she
I
was gonna
think
look
we are
into it.
allowed to talk with a couple other city councils.
I feel like it is too, but we're waiting to officially
That
know
was my
before we can
question
add
for
another
Amanda at
person.
the Zoom meeting.
Right.
That was my question for Amanda at the Zoom meeting, is what you're talking about.
Well, just that we can have 2 council members.
If we could have 2 council members without making it a public,
Right. Just
yeah.
as has been done for 20 years or so here.
Probably
it's
since
been
the beginning of
like
time.
this for a long time.
40 perhaps, yeah.
beginning of time.
Yeah.
So if that has changed, that's why there is currently not a second person of you. Is anyone volunteering?
No,
for
I was
that
just
role?
asking, because
We weren't, I mean, I guess I wasn't aware of the fact that somebody
right,
was working on a website.
We're working on giving you the material, the quotes from everyone that has been gathered so far, in addition to their proposals. Remember, you were supposed to have other quotes to consider previously?
what other quotes?
That's what we're finding, the other quotes, so you can consider the other quotes for the website from TCA, and we have not
Right.
discussed any of this?
We
No,
were
no
aware
one's,
that someone was
this is
working
the
on
first time of me hearing about it. That's why I'm like, what other quotes?
I knew that you guys were kind of working on stuff like that, but I think, Michelle, were you
We
the
just
one?
got together the other
Yeah, we
day.
Yeah.
just met.
Just met,
started,
what was it,
but
last Thursday?
Thursday night, Friday night, I think.
And we just looked at different sites. That's all we did.
Okay, well, keep us posted, I mean, the thing is here that even with the transparency with the community, even it needs to be transparent with the council. So we know what's going on, and when a decision's made, we're not confused when it comes to the meeting to have to make a decision. We have enough time to do our homework on that particular item and so on. In the near future, I am gonna suggest that we come up with packets like what we used to have with Sandy and maybe work through that. I like the way Primgard does the workshops.
yeah.
I'd like that, because that gives everybody time to talk about things and come up, but yet, I don't think we're at that point right now that we could have a workshop and then a council meeting, and I don't think we could get our work done like Primgard does. They only have one council meeting once a month,
Oh, really? Wow.
and I don't think we could do a workshop and then a council meeting. I think if we tried workshops, it'd be a workshop, a council meeting, a workshop, and a council meeting all at once. So, you know, if we can work on the packets like what we used to have, so there's more clarity and more transparency on the issues that we're voting on.
Kind of
so-
explaining what like item number 5 was about or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
That can be
Exactly.
done to some extent legally, but it was previously perhaps inadmissible related to open meeting laws and how it was provided to you. It was given to you as recommendations and back information that had personal information in it in the past, at least from what I saw when I began here. And that is incorrect to provide, so we'd have to make sure that what is provided, it becomes public record, because it's part of the council packet.
Yep.
So everything in there, so any backstory as you're asking for has to then also be legally allowed That's the only concern we have with that, is providing information. But again, this goes out and any of you are willing to, I think I asked if anyone had questions, I think he's asked. There are a few days before meetings every time. You just, if you aren't sure what we mean by that, and it isn't in the packet for some reason, because we didn't either have it in time or we didn't spell it out.
And we could always come in,
Yeah.
talk with Scott.
Yeah, come down here
For
anytime throughout the day.
clarification
Yep.
And there's openness if you have to take a step. We can't feed you all of it, because then that's a meeting, and that's what we're trying to avoid.
Right, I understand that. Oh,
So like
Yep.
on item 14, you kind of put it on the back of the piece of paper and said,
I thought there was going to be a piece of paper.
like Jay was taking something like just something that's
We
illegal.
were hoping to
What-
get something from DJ for that, and it did not happen in time.
Got
So
it.
I apologize on that one, it is.
I was just picking out like
That's
something like
a good
a small
example.
paragraph like that you're saying we can't do that.
Yes, that, if we just stated that, but not to, yes, some line of it. I just have to make sure it passes all legal efforts.
and you,
Don't really-
but you take, for example, like the resolution for the ACH and return checks. I didn't get that or the claims at my door until Saturday around 11:30 or noon.
No, it was Friday afternoon when I dropped them off.
You dropped the packet off.
No, it was
On
Friday
Thursday.
afternoon,
That
You
was
got the
Thursday.
claims on Friday afternoon.
because I was here Friday
Oh, it was.
afternoon and I
Right,
took one.
I left you a
You
text
got the rest
message
of
too
them.
that I dropped it off in your door.
Yeah, okay, well then I was a day off.
We're trying to get them sooner and sooner, but that requires then what goes on each agenda less, because the details or the people have not finished what they have to present for this. So
Yeah.
until we get that, and for sure know we can put it on here, that's why we always have to tend to have too many modifications. We're trying to make sure that it gets shut or finished, so we can get it to you ideally Wednesday is an early goal. I know we're all in favor of that, but
Sometimes it doesn't happen.
there's always something.
Yeah. No, but
So
I
hopefully
guess
you
I
liked
just,
your extra day, even though you didn't remember you had
I
one, but you did
forgot.
have part of the day.
sorry. But I guess just, more transparency, so we're not, for lack of a better way to put it, blindsided when we come to the meeting and be like, well, where did this come from? So,
Should never be that.
I also am not a huge fan, and I'm just speaking for myself, that we are Facebook Live. I'm not a big fan of that either,
Why
I
is that?
guess. I mean, we weren't, I don't know, I'm just not a.
She's filming it right there.
It's going also,
That's going on YouTube.
it's, the public can come in, everyone can Facebook Live us if they want.
but the only thing with Facebook is that anybody can put any comment on Facebook, our Facebook page, and we can't
Delete it.
delete it or we can't block that.
You should be able to set it up.
Yeah, you have administrator.
You can
Yeah,
block.
I mean, I finally gave up trying to keep ours because Facebook's changes and then all of a sudden we're locked out. But there was at least at one time a way that you just wouldn't allow commentary.
Well, that's my concern.
But does that go against your sunshine and open the transparency also? You have to allow, people can come in here and state something, they can write it on Facebook and state they're mad about something. That's just part of it. It's a conversation, it's not just
Yeah.
pushing out information and not listening back. Just like we've received letters of recent, correct?
Yeah,
Some-
I'm just saying, anybody can put any comment on Facebook page, so, yeah, they can say anything they want.
Somewhat.
Well, to an extent,
Yeah,
like
because
Facebook monitors.
Yeah, because I called the Chinese liars and I was thrown in Facebook jail. That's all I said, Chinese were liars. 30 minutes later, I'm in Facebook jail.
other comments related to that topic? Any council comments right now, Mary? We already had you speak previously to the topic.
I just had a question on the topic that was brought up.
Well, you can have that answered after the meeting. That's typically when media should follow up with their information, correct? Anything else?
I just have, with our pickups, I'm not sure what was budgeted, but we still need like safety lights for them and whatnot. I'm not sure how much, I guess I'm allowed to
Who you go to, Steffes or somebody like that, or
for.
for the lights, or what are you putting on, like floodlights? Did you go somewhere, or you yellow lights?
Emergency lights.
Emergency lights,
Yeah.
Like the amber light.
camera lights.
Yeah.
Does Steffes do sell them in that, or?
I can look into, I mean, I found one of my, guys I get stuff from has something that goes in the third brake light up in the cab.
Oh,
It goes in there and there's a bracket there, you can put a light on, I mean, just stuff like, but I don't.
are you required
get
to
us
have
an
emergency lights?
Yeah,
on
give
yours?
us an estimate or whatever.
Yeah, you're probably required to
They
have
should.
emergency lights.
I mean, either way, even if it's not required, there should be
I
something
mean,
on there.
we
when
need 'em,
we're
we
working
need 'em.
on,
Yeah.
we're working on highway or working on
Yeah.
blacktop or just working on the street, I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
It's dangerous.
for our safety. We haven't got toolboxes for them either yet, so I mean,
Yeah,
like,
because you were gonna do toolboxes instead of, once you get it, once you just go ahead and go get a list of everything and
Yeah,
see who you can get it through, get a couple different quotes.
okay,
It's not just go with one, you get a couple.
The estimate, and maybe go to the financial group, and if you have any questions, then they can bring it to us, or you can bring it to us.
Yeah.
That's why we have those
Financial
committees
group,
for.
and a Couple
Hopefully.
of weeks, put it on the agenda. And
yeah, I did so far get, mud flaps and floor mats for them, just to keep them
Yep.
nice, so.
yep.
Other than that, we haven't done anything with them, so. That's all I got.
You got, and then you don't have radio.
Okay.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Steve Massey. A second to adjourn. Do we have any further comments? All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, say nay. All ayes, all not absent. Adjourned at 7:27 PM.
Yes, I did.